Here we presents the top 5 best processor for gaming. Starting of our listed number 5. AMD Ryzen 7 2700. It did not take AMD too long to capture most of the processor market from Intel after the original Ryzen architecture. However, we knew from the start that AMD was not done with the processors, and that was true. Soon after the original Ryzen, the Ryzen 2 came into the market with a lot more improvements. We are looking at the AMD Ryzen 7 2700, a higher-end Ryzen 2 processor that aims to deliver a pretty great performance and a higher core clock as well. The best thing about AMD Ryzen 7 2700 is that it does come with overclocking potential, and for those who do not know, it also boasts an impressive 8-core, 16-thread configuration. During my testing of the AMD Ryzen 7 2700, it was pretty evident that the 2700 is much faster than most of the previous generation Ryzen CPUs. This is surprising because Intel does not walk the same path, and most of their updates are iterative. It also comes with a Wraithspire LED cooler that actually looks wicked, and happens to be one of the best looking stock coolers you can buy at the moment. For more information and price, check out the product links and description underneath the video. Coming in at number 4 of our list, Intel Core i5-8400. Intel's Coffee Lake lineup of CPUs was a massive success, and the same goes with the Intel Core i5-8400. Although it was released much later than its elder siblings, it's very capable in gaming. The good part here is that Intel has managed to cram 6 cores into this processor, but had to sacrifice the base clock. The base of the processor is just 2.8 GHz, with 1 core boosting up to 4.0 GHz, 2 and 4 cores at 3.9, and all 6 cores at 3.8 GHz. Needless to say, the boost is certainly impressive. Aside from the impressive number of cores, another strong factor about the Intel Core i5-8400 is that it performs really impressively in both applications and games. The processor was able to hold its ground against all the titles we threw at it. Sadly, the same cannot be said about applications that focus more on multi-threaded performance, as it lags behind in those. One great thing about the processor is that you are getting excellent value for money. I was honestly surprised when I saw the price tag on this processor and found out that it is actually a hexa-core chip rather than a quad-core one. Halfway of our listed number 3. Intel Core i5-8600K. For the longest time, the Intel Core i5 series has been the fan favorite of people who do not want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on the Core i7 just for having higher clock speeds and hyperthreading. Right now, we are looking at the Intel Core i5-8600K, Intel's crown jewel in the Coffee Lake. I am saying this because if you are looking for the best bang for your buck, and something that can overclock like a champion, then you cannot find something better than this one. Whether you are gaming or running other applications, the Intel Core i5-8600K gives a great performance. Yes, it does lack the hyperthreading from its elder brother, but that does not mean it is any less competitive. For those worried about bottlenecking, I did pair this with a GTX 1080 from Asus and did not experience any issues. However, I cannot say the same about the upcoming RTX GPUs, as that might introduce some bottlenecking depending on different games. Number 2 of this list. Intel Core i7-9700K. All eyes were on Intel when they finally decided to bring the 9th generation into the mainstream. With 9th gen, Intel finally released 8-core chips to the mainstream, with the Intel Core i9-9900K leading the charge with its 8 cores and 16 threads. However, what about the lesser expensive models? Well, Intel did not disappoint as they released a Core i7-9700K chip with some rather exciting hardware changes. For starters, the biggest difference between this i7 and other chips is that this one does not come with hyperthreading, meaning that you have access to 8 cores and 8 threads. However, there are a lot of good things as well. And coming in at number 1 of our list, Intel Core i5-9600K. As always with a new generation, Intel had to release a gamer-oriented CPU that is more convenient for the gamers than it is for the other consumers, or those who are into productivity tasks. That is precisely how the Core i5-9600K came into being. A 6-core, 6-threaded beast that aimed for Z390 chipset by Intel. The CPU comes packed with an impressive base and boost clock, but is it good enough to stay relevant in the ever-shifting landscape? The best part is that despite being marketed as a mid-range CPU for gamers, it is pretty decent in some other tasks like video editing, as well as rendering. However, avoiding pushing the limits here. As the name suggests, the CPU does come with an unlocked multiplayer, so the ability to overclock it right out of the box is certainly there. For users on the older Z370 chipset, all you need is an updated BIOS from your motherboard manufacturer, and you will be able to run this processor without any issues. For more information and price, check out the product links and description underneath the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel, share this video and hit the like button.